Galnet News Digest, 2nd of October 3304. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, the time for Torc may be over. FIA give Fargod the thumbs up. The robot's Achilles heel. Cambridge Conclave converses covertly. Meanwhile, in the orange Sidewinder. The time for Torc may be over. Tech startups Suprotec and Herculean have thanked pilots for their efforts to provide enough raw materials to the stricken companies to allow prototypes to be prepared in time for the Rackham Ultratech Expo on October the 3rd. Suprotec, which is developing the super lightweight wearable Torc immersive hologrammatic display, received around 3.5 million tonnes of raw materials, which is apparently just enough to create its run of prototypes. Herculean Machines was better supported, receiving more than 6 million tonnes of materials to build prototypes of its rather bulkier electronic brick, the DuraDrive. Harlow Nasri Keflin-Jones of the Federal Times reports that the higher level of support for the DuraDrive may prove crucial in determining which device wins out. The dodgy dealers of DuraDrive could be about to prove that Suprotec is all torque and no action. FIA give Fargod the thumbs up. Information provided to the Federal Intelligence Agency has demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt that the Fargod cult is not engaged in spying activities for the Thargoid Invasion Force, according to Senior Agent Mika Whitefield. Those Fargod cult members and suspected sympathisers who'd been detained during the investigation have now been released. Exotheologian Alfred Yulanov, who was himself arrested during the investigation, expressed his thanks to reporter Okonkwo and lamented that intolerance and fear towards anyone or anything that's different seems to be fundamental to the way that humans think and behave. The FIA has expressed concern over the whereabouts of its own undercover investigator, Nathan Summers, who's not been seen since the start of the investigation. The key to this mystery, and to the disappearance of large numbers of Fargod cult members, can be found on 2 of the moons orbiting planet Etain 4. Suffice to say, they're all having a nice long nap while they wait for the advent of the Fargod himself. The robot's Achilles heel. Disgraced business magnate Lord Hardacre was being spied upon prior to his arrest, according to the Federal Security Service. Lieutenant Inspector Ramesh Thorne has been investigating Hardacre after the magnate's personal administration robot displayed details of illegal activity instead of the company's annual reports. According to the FSS, the robot had been reprogrammed to look for and record any illegal actions undertaken by Hardacre and his company. This was not the work of any official body, so it seems likely that a business competitor or one of Hardacre's associates was seeking evidence. Perhaps for blackmail? Perhaps to shop the magnet to the authorities. Police are interviewing a number of suspects. Hardacre himself remains behind bars awaiting trial. The Achilles Corporation, which manufactured the personal administration robot, declined to comment. Cambridge Conclave converses covertly. The Pilots Federation hosted a secretive meeting on Thursday the 27th of September, with 20 of the most influential commanders in the galaxy. During the meeting at their top-secret base in the Sol system, they demonstrated planned improvements in exploration scanners and showed new mining techniques that vastly improve the efficiency of mining operations. The Chief Executive Officer of the Pilots Federation, Knight Commander of the Order of the Sock Suspender, President of the Pie Appreciation Society, and alumni of Jesus College was reportedly observed quietly eating sandwiches at the back of the room during the presentation. He later handed out coasters with planets on, as mementos of the visit. Of everything that was discussed, possibly the most exciting is the Codex, a sort of personal galactopedia that'll keep track of a commander's personal journey, provide context to their discoveries, and may even be able to offer clues about what remains to be discovered. The Pilots Federation plans to hold a series of press conferences in the coming weeks, culminating with a full-scale mock-up of the galaxy, in which some of these new developments can be trialled. Meanwhile, in the orange Sidewinder. The Lave radio crew has had a busy and highly relevant week. They've been variously cutting brambles and sorting out the loft, fitting Wild West-style saloon doors to the bathroom, installing another 6 terabytes of RAM to their industrial-strength firewall, LARPing madly in a field, sticking their microphone where it wasn't wanted at EGX, washing their hair, and wondering whatever happened to Lave Radio episode 200 part 3, the interview with the Pilots Federation. And perhaps also wondering just how well an audio-only podcast featuring middle-aged presenters struggling to get Discord to work and reminiscing about how much better everything was back in the day plays to the Twitch-hungry young pilots of tomorrow. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.